Confirm that we're streaming. Yes. Camera angle okay? Yes. Even a tweet that way? Yeah. The radio in the lower corner? Yeah. Okay. Hello, hello. Don't mind me. Just getting my proverbial manure together here. Welcome to the Pharmacy Seeds Network live stream. There goes my mic again. We do this every Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. This is an amateur radio farmers and gardeners net. We talk about farming and gardening, big surprise, and all sorts of stuff related to that. Sometimes we get into food discussions, recipe discussions, biology, nature, conservation, all sorts of exciting things. Anyway, today is the 16th of July 2019. It is also coincidentally a full moon tonight at 5:38 p.m. for my latitude. Alright, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and fire this net off. I'm actually about a minute late. This is KD2IIN, net control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. The Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net is an amateur radio net sponsored by the Overlook Mountain Amateur Radio Club located in beautiful Ulster County, New York. This net is dedicated to farming and gardening and topics of the like. Without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get the net started. If there are any check-ins, please call now. Hello, hello, whoever just came in.
This is
Homestead and Hardway!
KD2 RFI. Good evening,
RFI. Bob. Good evening, Bob. How are you tonight?
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. Enjoying a little bit of heat and humidity, believe it or not. But other than that, everything's pretty good.
Fantastic. Glad to hear it. I too am very much enjoying the heat and humidity. I spend all fall, winter, and spring longing for warm summer nights and days. So when they get here, I try to enjoy them to the max. How are things going over in the apiary over there?
Oh, it's been a very crazy. If you get what I mean. It's
well, heat to us.
A lot of neighbors.
Hey, Geeky.
Roaming through the woods. I don't know, last several days, bears have been non-stop. Luckily, they haven't touched my apiary at all. It seems to never fail that every time I leave the fence off or forget to turn it on or whatever the case may be, they seem to pay me a visit that day. Luckily, this time, they did not pay a visit to apiary. I did pull off some excess honey off my, I can't remember what I call them, off some of my hives. So I about approximately 80 pounds of honey that I got to extract off the seed frames. They were all nucleus colonies. Those are the colonies that are basically 4-frame boxes that sit in side-by-side configuration right up tight to each other with entrances on opposing sides. So, like I said, I took about 10 frames off. I'm guessing, haven't weighed it, but I'm guessing about 80 pounds of honey sitting in the frames right now. So I got to dust off the extractors, wash them down, pull them in, and pull some honey soon.
This is KD2 and net control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. Fantastic, 80 pounds of honey already, or thereabouts. That's a nice haul. That extracting is quite a process, though, and quite a sticky, messy process, as I recall from when I was a kid helping my mom. Let's just pause here and see if there's any further check-ins, and then we'll carry on the conversation. This is KD2 and net control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. If there are any further check-ins, please call now. The net recognizes Ethan KD2 RWI. Are there any further check-ins at this time? No further check-ins recognized at this time. How are you tonight, Ethan?
KD2 RWI, I am
I'm doing well. Enjoying the summertime. Things are growing like crazy, and we got 6/10 of an inch of rain this afternoon, which we were in desperate need of at this point. I've been irrigating, but even that has been tough to keep up with the water, so it was nice to get a shot of rain. But yes, I'm well overall. So what's the new transceiver?
I am running, I'm actually borrowing it this moment. We were planning to use my EPT with the SMA adapter to the PL, let me see if I get this right. Is it 249? 259, I can't remember. But you know what I'm talking about. And the interconductor in the adapter snapped. So I'm using a jet.
Alright, sounds like you might have timed your radio out. I got everything up to the interconnector snapped, and then we lost you.
Okay, that's weird. I'll definitely, like I said, new radio. Running a Jetstream JT 270M.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that rig. How do you like it so far?
It's pretty good. It's a very small mobile transceiver. It's got to be, 5 inches total. It's pretty good. 10 watts of power compared to my 5 I was running earlier. So I'm enjoying it so far.
Very good, very good. Glad to hear it. Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I actually had a program this repeater in here. It was used prior to me, so I had this program, the 805. It was really easy. I was expecting it to be a little harder based on the fact that it's a Chinese radio.
Gotcha. Yeah, some of the newer radios, if you're programming them manually, boy, they can be a real pain. I really like to have a cable in the chirp program, and that just makes programming so much easier.
Yeah, definitely. I would have liked to try chirp, but whenever I try to install them on my Mac, I get a white screen in the software. So I was pretty perplexed by that. I tried it today, and still the same horrible results. Can't find anything on the internet for it either. I'm kind of lost at the point.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know much about Mac. I understand that the OS for Mac is based on Linux, so maybe there's some Linux flavor of chirp you could use on the Mac. I know they do make chirp for Linux, so it might be something to look into, but kind of beyond my helping abilities in that. Now, if you have PC or Windows related or Linux related stuff, I could get you somewhere with that. Maybe not to a solution, but at least deeper into a problem. All right. Well, let's just pause for a moment, see if there's any further check-ins, and then we'll roll back up to KD2 RFI. This is KD2 and Net Control from the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. If there are any further check-ins, please call now. Oh, and free BSD. Thanks, Geeky. No further check-ins recognized at this time. KD2 RFI, pick it up. You were saying you got 80 pounds of honey off, and bears everywhere.
KD2 RFI. Yeah, it's been quite a problem between me and all my neighbors. Not a problem. I shouldn't say a problem. It's almost a daily occurrence lately with the bears roaming around. So I actually had 2 bears in my yard the one afternoon, and I couldn't tell if it was driveway that they didn't want to let her out the driveway. It just kind of sat there. I mean, she didn't really force it with the vehicle or whatever, but it just kind of sat there and looked at her like, you can get out of my way, or we're gonna, have a little standoff here. So it was pretty interesting. And this morning, about 2 a.m., my neighbor, we exchanged some messages on the Facebook Messenger. He had a bear topple over his garbage can, and instead of climbing out of bed, yelling at it when I woke him up, he reached over, hit the key fob, set off his car alarm, scared away. So I pulled out my driveway this morning, and sure enough, there was a neighbor's garbage all over. So they're definitely roaming around. They're definitely very active right now, definitely looking for food. Luckily, they have not hit the apiary, so all that 80 pounds of honey, approximately what I got, is all mine. But yeah, the bees are doing good. The chickens are doing good. They're getting bigger. I have lost a couple of them. I don't know where. One of the ones I lost was one of the ones with all the feathers hanging over its head. He was kind of at a disadvantage because, he's kind of half blind, so he can't see the predators coming. So I am missing a few birds, but not too bad. We whacked around the honeybees the other day, and they were not very happy. I still can't get close to the hives. They're definitely becoming protective of their hives. So, but other than that, everything's going good. And maybe that next go around, I'll share the little skydiving story with you.
All right, very good. Well, I'm glad to hear things are going well. Sorry to hear you lost a couple of chickens, but you only lose a couple, and the rest are doing good. That's okay. Lose a couple of plants and a couple of birds and a couple of bees and a couple of anything you start here. Some of the weak ones get taken out, but fortunately that's part of nature. The weak ones get taken out of the system, and then the strong survive and reproduce, and that's how we get good genetics in an eco-diverse pool. So that's fantastic. Let's see, you were saying about skydiving, so yeah, we'll come back around to that on the next go around, and I guess I'll just respond to that with my daughter and her fiance were up visiting for a couple of days, got to see them and spend a little time with them. She's 5 months pregnant, and she's going to have a baby, and the baby's all healthy and well. They've done ultrasounds, and it's going to be a boy, so I'm going to be a grandfather at 42 years old, so that's interesting. Let's just pause and see if there's any further check-ins here, and then we'll roll down to Ethan. This is KD2, Ed, control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. If there are any further check-ins, please call now. Hi, Robin. I'm good. How are you? Are you healing up? No further check-ins recognized at this time, so we'll roll it down to Ethan. KD2, RWI. Pick it up.
KD2 RWI, I believe you said you were quite catch that you were going to be a grandfather, and so congratulations. Didn't quite catch it, so I'm wrong. Enjoy the laugh. Yeah, to hear, I can't figure out how to call something. Hear the bear stories. Bears, I don't live in an area where there's too many bears. Had a couple of runs with them. Totally was walking around in my neighborhood. Sorry about that, for you dropping.
Glad to hear you're here, Robin.
Stomping around the neighborhood, supposedly,
Good.
and I live in a pretty well-sized development next to some woods, and I remember seeing I'm going to say teenage bear, not a full-grown bear, in the middle of the road one day, leaving here. They jumped right up into the hills. I've never seen a bear jump this high in my life. It had to be at least 10 feet. Very strong animals.
They're interesting animals for sure. I'm really glad we don't have that kind of population over here. I'm out here working at night a lot, usually unarmed. I don't have a pistol permit, so I don't have an easy way to carry any kind of armament for what I'm doing. I usually feel completely comfortable out here, but if I started seeing bears regularly and then they were posing for standoffs with me, that would make me nervous for sure. I've seen a couple of bears in my life. I think the closest I've been is about 100 feet at a friend's house up in Catskill, actually up near Bob's place. And that was a large bear, and he fired off a rifle to scare it off. But that bear actually didn't seem like it was planning on coming too close to us anyway. Interestingly enough, though, that was right next to the New York State Thruway, and I wasn't sure the bear might have actually crossed the thruway before he came through the property, so that was interesting to see. All right, let's roll back on up to KD2 RFI. Tell us about the skydiving. Yeah, without the hat.
KD2 RFI.
Now I do shave again, right?
Congratulations, Grandpa. Welcome to the club. I think my daughter surprised me about the same age. It was not a long-term relationship per se, and I was definitely not happy with who she chose. But I got a beautiful granddaughter out of it, so it was definitely a good thing in the end. It just took me a little time to realize it. But yeah, no, definitely. I started young. The kids started younger, so everyone tells me I'm too young to be a grandpa, and I absolutely agree with them. They're absolutely right.
I know.
But here I am. So anyway, congratulations. It's going to be great. It's a lot of fun, especially when they start crying and making a lot of noise. You can always hand them back.
Here you go, Ma.
But yeah, no, the bears up in this area with Greene County, we definitely have extras. If you want us to ship any south for you. I got 3 that I've identified this year floating around. When I first bought this house 5 years ago, I had a total of 5 that I counted. But the dogs is kind of keeping them at bay. So this year seems to be a pretty good year. I enjoy them. I'm not worried about pushing them out or scaring them away per se. Kind of like we need to do. Humans need to respect their boundaries, and I expect the bear to respect my boundaries. So if they get too close, hang around too long, or get too standoffish, well, then we have an issue. We'll handle it with some noisemakers and so to speak, and send them on their way. But it's all about boundaries and respect for each other. So, but anyway, the skydiving story. We went skydiving yesterday. I made up a group of myself and 4 others. I was taking lessons, and the other 4 were doing tandems, and we were able to get up on the same plane together. Just drop it for a moment. Anyway, we were up on the same plane together, and the 4 tandems in back or towards the front of the plane. They were getting out last. I was up towards the front. We sent some sport divers ahead of me. I went out with my instructor, and we did our thing and whatnot, and made it to the ground. All the tandems landed, all well and good, and we were all talking, and everyone had the time of their life. And my daughter says, and this was her second jump, she says to me, she had a good time. She said, but she got a little scared when it dropped a little. She said all of a sudden she dropped again. I was like, well, and, I'm not thinking. I'm like, oh, turbulence. We hit turbulence just like an airplane, and your canopy drops, and it kind of jars you. So it's just perfectly normal. I've experienced it many a times. So anyway, I thought nothing of it, and they went on their way. During one of the breaks, when I grabbed a drink of water and checked my phone, I had about 30 messages from people saying, what happened? The 911 called the ranch. Somebody messaged me saying, or messaged a group, my search and rescue group. Let drop a second. They sent a message to my search and rescue group and started praying for Bob. He's down at the ranch, and it was just a 911 call to the ranch for skydiving incident. So I responded back, oh, guys, wait, I'm still here.
Okay.
It's good. I have no idea what you're talking about. So long story short, a parachute was found in a tree not too far, or seen floating from the sky, and somebody called 911 thinking a skydiver had fallen.
Sounds like it happened.
One of the tandem jumpers, and there was 4 of them on the plane. All 4 of them were people I knew, and from the group I had put together to go skydiving that day. Somebody had a problem with the parachute, and they had to cut away the main parachute and deploy the reserve because the main parachute did not open properly. Yeah, it was my daughter. My oldest daughter
Oh my God.
With an instructor who had about 12,000 jumps under his belt, and without getting into details of it, the canopy didn't open completely, and he had to cut it away and deploy the reserve, so which worked out perfectly fine. It's not a normal thing, but it does happen on occasion. Needless to say, his next case of beer was on me. At lunchtime, I went up to the store, I bought him a case of beer. So it was definitely an interesting day.
Wow, I guess so. Well, that's why we carry redundancy and backups for everything we possibly can. And it sounds like that one saved both their lives, so that's awesome. Wow. Yeah, that's scary. You did put the stipulation in there though. Can't drink the case of beer before you jump, right?
Negative. No, they did not crack into that until after the end of the workday. But it was it was quite ironic. I had absolutely no idea anything happened. I talked to my daughter, and she said, "They dropped quick, again." So I thought nothing of it, but they were definitely appreciative, and as was I, obviously. So it was a good day. She's very happy with it, and she's ready to go again. Believe it or not, she did not faze her at all. She said, "It happens. As long as they tell me how to deal with it, I'm good."
Fantastic. Yeah, I was wondering if that had discouraged her a little bit, but no. Good. Glad to hear it. Well, let's just do a pause here and see if there's any further check-ins. This is KD2IIN, Net Control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. If there are any further check-ins, please call now. Beep. No further check-ins recognized at this time. Well, that's an interesting story, Bob, and thanks for sharing, and I'm glad everyone came out okay and that the backup chute did the job. Awesome. And wow, the guy had 12,000 jumps under his belt. That is a whole lot of jumping out of aircraft. My dad would be appalled. That's too many jumps out of an aircraft that's working fine. He was a flight instructor, though, so he's got a little different perspective on aircraft. Anyway, let's roll on down to Ethan and see what Ethan has to say. KD2 RWI, pick it up.
KD2 RWI, I have a question for KD2 RFI. Don't know too much about the skydiving, obviously seen videos and everything. What do the lessons consist of?
Yeah, let's
hear
hear it.
Someone goes to skydive in this area?
Well, to the ranch, of course.
KD2 RFI. The very first step is a tandem, like my daughter did. Basically, you have an instructor strapped to your back. He takes you out of the plane, and you're just kind of experiencing it, getting a feel for it, and deciding whether or not you like it. Then after that, it is you spend about 6 to 8 hour ground school. And basically they explain everything to you and show you a couple videos. They actually show you a whole lot of videos of when stuff goes wrong.
Just harvested some holy basil.
On the ground school is what to do if something goes wrong.
Smells fantastic.
Because,
it's got almost like a
once you're
bubblegum
up there in
flavor
the
to
air
it.
And, you're in a free fall mode. That you may
No
not have
parachute?
an instructor right with you or able to get to you. So there's,
On the ground?
Again, a lot of focus on procedures, the redundancies, and everything else. And
I'm with you, Geeky.
from
I
there,
stay in a
you
plane if it's flying.
basically start jumping out of planes with an instructor by your side. They go out with you. It's
I'd
made
actually
me
like
feel
to try
very
skydiving,
comfortable
but
when
it's
I started.
expensive and I don't have the time.
And it's just a lot of repetitive jumps.
But I do
You
enjoy
need
that
minimum
falling
25
feeling.
jumps to get a
I
license.
just don't like
and
sudden
certain
stops.
criteria you have to meet along the way. So it's not just, hey, let's jump out of a plane and see how you do. Congratulations, you passed.
Robin's
It is
thinking
a
how I am.
process, and you definitely want to save a few dollars for it. It doesn't get expensive.
Yes, it does. Pick it up again.
Sort of you. I'm not sure if my radio dropped again. Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, How long have you been skydiving for?
Yeah, if it's on fire, I'm out too.
I've actually, I took my first jump last September, September of
Oh,
2008.
my brag gate window, but okay.
And,
That's a little different.
since then I have 14 jumps under my belt, this summer, probably in the last 2 months. So, for the sake of argument, I'm
10 feet versus 10,000.
And I'm still under supervision of coaches or instructors. So I'm definitely in the infancy stages, and I have a lot to learn and a lot of little nuances I need to correct.
Yeah, sounds like a hobby you definitely need to fine tune. You're risking a lot jumping out of a plane. But yeah, it definitely sounds like something really
okay,
interesting. I'll definitely look into it.
That makes sense.
I tell everyone it's definitely worth it.
Water's like concrete above a certain
UCJ
altitude,
or
though.
anybody, if you've ever thought about it, go ahead, take the tandem. It's worth every penny. Oh, you didn't ask me whereabouts. I go to down in Gardner, just south of New Paltz on, I think that's, what is that, 208, I believe.
209.
And, Skydiving Ranch is what it's called. Great people. They'll be honest and straightforward with you. Maybe smack you in the back of the head if you're screwing up that bad. But just very experienced instructors. Very good. I'm very comfortable there. There's another place I haven't been to is up in Duanesburg. The other skydiving place.
Flying.
I
I love
think
flying.
definitely Skydiving Ranch is probably definitely closer to you. So
I have a lot
worth
of
every
pilot
penny.
friends.
Go take a tandem.
And my dad was a pilot.
To see how it feels, but it's definitely,
Flight
if
instructor,
you never
actually.
do it again, always say you did.
But I do always get a little queasy stomach in small
I know
aircraft.
a whole lot of people that have.
I don't fly enough.
Yeah, thank you very much for all the information. I'll definitely do some research tonight.
Not a problem, not a problem. And anytime, reach out to me, let me know. All right.
I've never been to a
K2RFI,
chopper. I'd like to try that.
That's next.
All right, very good. Well, I'm glad you were able to answer his questions. And yeah, one of the girls I dated, her mom was big into skydiving. She skydived out of Gardner as well. So yeah, it's supposed to be a really good place. And it sounds like they are. Sounds like they saved your daughter. So fantastic. Let's see if there's any further check-ins here quick. One last opportunity for check-ins. This is KD2IIN, net control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. Are there any last-minute check-ins? Call now. No check-ins recognized at this time. All right, well, let's roll back up to KD2RFI. Thoughts, comments, etc.
K2RFI. Yeah, I've been doing an awful lot of talking here, and I apologize. A little bit more into bees. I did go through this past weekend, and we whacked around them. Like I said, they were not happy. They're still a little ornery when I get anywhere near the apiary right now. I think part of it's because as I came around one side with the weed whacker, I was just trying to move and get in and out real quick, and they were bearding up really heavy, and when I hit the grass with the weed whacker, something fell off, and unfortunately I got with the weed whacker, and they were not impressed. So definitely I'm waiting for them to calm down. It's been a few days, they're slowly starting to mellow out again, but they definitely don't like the noise of that motor, and I haven't gotten back in there to mow around the hives yet.
Robin.
I did,
These are hard on
before I
yourself.
mowed, I did go in, I put, like I said, I took the excess honey frames out of my nucleus colonies. I did a quick check on a couple colonies. I had one box of bees that was, or one hive that was a queen layer. I combined that with another hive, just as basically, or excuse me, not a queen layer, it's a drone layer. The hive is completely absent of a queen for whatever reason, whatever happened to her.
They're not queen right,
so I
as
just
they say in
combined that
business.
with another hive. So we'll use that as an extra honey super, I guess, for this year. And
usually bounce, yeah.
Two honey supers. I think most hives are about 2 deep. I did have one top bar hive that I'm running. I have 2 top bar hives I'm running, and they have laid comb across all the top bars, so it makes it very difficult to inspect them without doing a lot of damage.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm doing good. I would like to hear about your bees, CJ. Where are you at with them, and how are your hives looking at this point? And have you gotten in to inspect them and check on their honey supplies?
All right, very good. Well, thank you for the detailed report. My hives are doing well overall. The middle hive is just cranking. I mean, that thing bearded with bees day and night. Even on the cooler nights, it's bearded. They're just constant, insane air traffic in and out all day. They're rocking. The other 2 hives are doing okay. The one on the right that swarmed is a little bit slower. The one on the left, to the left of the middle hive, is doing pretty well. I have not opened them back up. I'm going to try and do that sometime this week and take a look and see how they're doing. I have a feeling that middle hive is probably filling those supers up with honey, and I may have to add supers or pull one off and put a new one on or something. But overall, they're doing really well. Interesting, you mentioned that they're a little ornery on your side. I haven't had any aggressive activity from my bees at all since I've had them. And then the other night, I walk by at night and I always take a glance. I always wear a headlight, so my headlight always shines at the hives when I take a glance at them on my way by. And I usually don't stop for more than 4 or 5 seconds with the headlight. Well, last night or the night before, I stopped and I looked at them for maybe 15 seconds or so, and I had a guard come out and bounce off my hat. So I said, "Oh, they didn't appreciate the headlight. I guess I'll try not to do that so much." So I guess they're a little ornery as well, which is understandable given the heat and their population density. So yeah, but they're doing well overall.
Well, good to hear. Good to hear. I've definitely noticed they tend to be a little calmer earlier in the summer, and they definitely get more aggressive later in the summer when they have
More to protect.
More resources to protect, so to speak. So them getting a little more aggressive and more willing to come out and, like you said, bounce off your hat or your head or whatnot. It's pretty normal. I see the same pattern out of mine as well.
Absolutely, and that makes sense earlier in the season versus later. I mean, if you're sitting on top of a box of 22 shells and a sub sandwich, you're going to be way less energetic about defending that than if you're sitting on top of an armory and a whole warehouse full of food. So, I think that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, so exciting first year so far. Things are seemingly going well, despite my missing that early swarm. But yeah, overall things are good. This is KD2IN, control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. I don't want to leave Ethan out here, so I think we'll give Ethan an opportunity to do one more comment here, and then we'll roll back to Bob, and then we'll close the net out. All right, so push it off to KD2RWI.
KD2RWI, I don't have much more to say. Sorry about that. Definitely have. Oh, wait.
I don't think I did, Robin.
Got all my meat chickens harvested the other day. The bagging chicken afterwards, that thing was heavy. Had to be around like 40, 50 pounds. That's a lot of chicken.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
Ah, fantastic. Well, that's great. Nice to have some fresh homegrown chicken.
Yeah, they got fat. They got really big meat chickens. Grow pretty quick. And the 6 or maybe 7 pounds a piece. Maybe 8. They were pretty heavy, but yeah, it was definitely worth the investment. They were nice.
Fantastic. Yeah, there's nothing like first chicken, and you know where it came from and how it was raised. So that's awesome. Glad to hear it. Well, it sounds like everyone's growing season and summer is going well so far. So I'm glad to hear that, and I'm having the same experiences so far. So All right, let's roll back up to Bob for final comments for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Day.
Hey, KD2 RFI. Yeah, I definitely got a few questions for KD2 RWI there, Ethan. I was actually considering doing meat birds next year. I'm a little, I mean, I could do them this year, I suppose, but it's getting a little late.
Yeah, you gotta be fast.
I don't know what type of setup you have for them as far as raising them and keeping them. Are you pretty much just keeping them still in individual cages?
This is why I started this net.
You know, kind of
So
like
people
I
could
do
share
my birds,
information.
I do, quote unquote,
Just like you do.
cage free.
So I'm glad to hear
I'll
these
let them
guys
roam
talking
the yard
about this.
occasionally, but for the most part, they're in a fenced-in area in a coop. I mean, you know, how much any special needs I need to contain them or whatnot, and processing. Is it you process it yourself, or
Yeah, I'm
bring
gonna
them
watch that
somewhere,
afterward also,
to
Robin.
process it?
I didn't
So
see
where
it.
and how much? I know I've cleaned some birds before, and quite frankly, it's just a pain in my butt. It's you gotta
I
get
wanna
the
see your
water
mug.
temperature proper for dipping them and, you know, pulling the feathers, and my hands are usually cramping up by the time I get, you know, 2 or 3 birds in, because it's you're just pulling so many feathers out of them. Kind of looking for an easy way without having to spend big dollars on one of the fancy pluckers, you know, with the rubber fingers.
I can tell you about
spinning and
feathers. That's
whatnot.
easy,
So
actually.
I'd love to hear any input you got. KD2 R5.
Pick it up, Ethan.
This radio keeps dropping me. I'm gonna have to figure out what the heck that is. We got a small shed, not really a shed, just a small coop we built with a relatively small run for, I think, close to a dozen meat birds. And they're pretty simple. They just eat, really. You can let them go out and graze a little bit, on the grass occasionally, but typically they need a little encouragement. They need a little encouragement to get out there on their own, called food. I remember the last day we let them go out and eat some grass. Not a whole lot, just very basic. Just feed them a lot. I think there's special feed you can get for them. We use meat bird feed. Yeah, it has extra protein in it, probably a higher calorie count, you know, stated.
Yep.
But it,
Makes sense.
yeah, you can grab that or just cracked corn and regular chicken feed together. Really simplistic. There isn't a whole lot to it, but in regards to processing, that's where things can get a little complicated, as you know. We got them procured at Northwind Farms in Dutchess County.
That's right over here.
Pretty good place. Wasn't, I think it was $5 a bird. Yeah, it was $5 a bird. So a little bit of money, but it's worth that unless you want to work for a while.
All right, copy that. Yeah, I think it's a little cheaper up here in Greene County from what I've heard. I can't remember exactly what he told. I thought it was like around $3 or $4 a bird. And I don't even remember where that was. I would have to go back to the person who had mentioned something to me about it a while ago and see what they say. But yeah, I'm definitely looking at doing the meat birds next year. You know, I love chicken, and my dogs, I have them on a raw diet, and they're primarily chicken. So we'll definitely be checking our options. All right, I appreciate the info, and definitely probably next spring I'll probably definitely hit you up and maybe ask the same questions again, or just review information as well. All right, KD2 RFI back to net control.
All right, very good. I have done some butchering, both of wild game. I've gotten turkeys and partridge and stuff, and also chickens, roosters I had a while back. And before I did the rooster butchering, I did some reading and some YouTube watching and some research. And I'll tell you what, Bob, if you get a pan of water up to 160 and you dip them in that water for like, I don't know, 30 seconds or maybe close to a minute, those feathers will pull right out of there. That changes that whole game. It makes it so much easier. I think it's 150 to 160 was the range they suggested. I found 160 was really the most effective, so that might help you out also. The cutting part isn't so bad, it's just the feather removal, and if you get that water temperature right, that's actually relatively easy, so that might be something to consider. And also, you can build your own chicken plucker machine pretty easily. Basically, all you need is a motor and some rubber paddles, so that might be something to look into. There's a ton of YouTube videos about how to make your own things.
Alright, copy that. I'll definitely check that out. As you know, time is, precious, especially when you're doing 40 million different things at once. And so definitely I will I'll take a look at that. Maybe that might be a good winter project. But I do want to get into meat birds. I was talking to somebody else, and they're kind of interested in doing it too. So it might work out getting together a couple of people and splitting the cost and seeing how it works out.
That sounds like a plan, and I want to do some meat birds myself. I just haven't had a chance to wade into that yet. And I was actually planning to do that sort of stuff before I got into bees, but the bees came along, and it was such a deal that I couldn't say no. I've wanted bees for a long time, so I think meat birds might have to get pushed off till next year for me, or maybe even the year after. I hope not that long. But thanks for the tips on that, Ethan. Really appreciate it. It's good information and good to know someone who's experienced. Yeah, my thought too, Bob, was just pulling it off to a butcher, but I have yet to speak to our local butcher and see what the actual cost would be and see if that makes sense. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and close the net here. I have to go over to the live stream here and catch up on a few comments there, and I have to get back to more chores and keep things rolling here on the farm. Thank you both for participating. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm going to give you a final round here to say your final comments and 7-3s them all, and then I'll go ahead and close the net out. So I'll put it back to Bob, and then Ethan, you can pick it up right after Bob, and then I'll do the closure. So KD2RFI from KD2IN, pick it up.
Okay, KD2RFI, actually a good net tonight, like it is every night. So thank you, CJ, for hosting that, and Ethan, I appreciate your input on the birds. So, like I said, I'll definitely be hitting you up later and probably refresh my memory and see if I can squeeze any more information out of you. All right, it's KD2RFI. I'm signing off. Wishing everyone 7-3. I'm clear.
Later. Ethan, pick it up. KD2RWI, it's your radio.
KHRWI, yeah, thanks for the net again, CJ. It's always a pleasure. Always have a little bit of fun when we jump on here, and it seems like it was pretty good tonight. Always talk about chickens, whatever's going on here. Not much sometimes, but I'll find something to talk about. But, alright, this is KD2RWI, sounding clear in 73. Thanks, CJ.
Alright, very good. Thank you for participation. Thank you for both of your participation, gentlemen. As you guys know, a net is nothing without its participants, so glad to have excellent participation, excellent conversation, and excellent topics. Yeah, it was another great net, so thank you guys both for your contributions to that. Alright, this is KD2IIN, net control for the Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net. The Hudson Valley Farmers and Gardeners Net is offered to the radio community each Tuesday at 9:30 p.m. and is sponsored by the Overlook Mountain Amateur Radio Club. We also have another net on Thursday nights. That's every Thursday night at 8 p.m. That is the General Rag Chew Net, and that's usually run by Dave, K2JLV. And the third Thursday of the month, there is no Rag Chew Net because that's the night we have our meetings. If you want to know more about our meetings and our nets and our other activities, including Field Day and many other interesting events that we do and go to, please visit our website at www.omarkclub.org. That's whiskey, 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 Oscar, Mike, Alpha, Romeo, Charlie, Charlie, Lima, Uniform, Bravo. That is all. The net is closed. Thanks to all those who participated. 7 threes. This repeater is back under regular amateur use. KD2IIN is clear. Failed. What'd you fail at, Robin? Oh, Geeky said he failed. Click short clip confirming the camera at the end of the season. Views most handful saw a high percent. It's, you know, the viewing statistics goes all over the place depending on the video. I'm always amazed how many views like a ram pump video gets or a Raspberry Pi video. That's okay, Homesteading the Hard Way. Have a good night. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. And then others that don't. So don't be discouraged by that, I guess is what I would say. If I can get to my dashboard here. Can I get to my dashboard? Yeah. Like the last couple videos I put up are very low view ratings. Short farm tour update was 20 views so far. Walking stick close-up was 11. Chicken tractor and sweet corn experiment was 17. And then the quick farm tour before that was 19. So, and then like if I go back to a ram pump video, I haven't in a while, but I know like the last count I looked at the last ram pump video, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like 250 views. So I think content is a big part of it, but I think there's a lot of other factors there too. I mean, I look at it and I'm like, wow, I got almost 1,100 subscribers and 17 views on a video. And I gotta wonder, am I doing something wrong? I don't think so. I think just that content doesn't appeal to those particular viewers. But that's okay. It helps you tune, helps you tune making your videos to be more custom tailored to your viewers and what they want to see. But don't take it personally. Don't care about numbers. Yeah, and you're doing it for fun. Well, there you go. Anyway, if you're striving to make your channel bigger and better, don't let stuff like that discourage you, because I mean, I started this channel back in 2016. This is my second YouTube channel after my other one got shut down, and it took me till early this year to make 1,000 subs. And that's really just the tip of the iceberg. That's really only getting started for what I really want to make this channel into, and I got to get some time to get back and make some better content videos. I have lots of stuff I've been thinking about to make videos of, and I haven't had any time to make any videos or put the pieces together for making a video. So that sort of stuff is in the works. Let me scroll back here. Let's see. We lost Homesteading the Hard Way. They had to jet. But what else? Yeah, Robin, I'm glad to hear you're healing up. I'm sorry to hear about your water. That sucks. I hope that you can get that fixed soon. And I'm going to have to check out your latest video. I didn't catch it. I don't know if my notifications aren't working for your channel or something. Sometimes my notifications don't come through. So, yeah. You don't want to be bigger and don't expect to monetize. Okay. Oh, your zucchini? Or are they cranking? I'll bet they're cranking with the... You guys must be full deep into summer down there, right? Things are growing like crazy here. That's true, Geeky. Who knows what the future may hold? I always say, maybe tomorrow I can do this or do that. And then I think to myself, well, I might not live till tomorrow. You never know, You might wake up dead one day. It happens. Anybody have any questions or comments or thoughts about anything that was on the net? Did I miss any comments here of importance or relevance? Oh, because they were dying, that's right. I wonder if you got powdery mildew or something on those. Or one of those, like, those fast fungi. It's like when they take over a squash plant or a zucchini plant or anything like that, it's amazing how fast they can go from what appears to be a healthy plant to dead. I've seen it happen literally overnight before. You see a little spot of powdery mildew on one part of a plant, and then, the next day when you look, the plant's just flat, wilted, dead on the ground. Yeah, it's when I don't wake up dead. Then there's all these problems to deal with. Man. And yet somehow I still don't wish I'd wake up dead. Oh, something ate 1.5. Deer, maybe? Or a mole, or a chipmunk, or a rat, or a mouse, or a woodchuck, or a long list of pesky creatures. Chipmunks have been giving me some heck of a time this year. Digging up seedlings and screwing stuff up in the greenhouse. I lost almost all the lavender seeds I started to some chipmunk. And several goldenberry germination attempts. And let's see, they almost got my Cuban oregano germination attempt. Yeah, me too, Geeky Gardens. Of course, you don't have to worry about that if you get your plants up to level 3 and 4 in the plant health pyramid. They start producing plant secondary metabolites that can resist powdery mildew. That's when you get those leaves that have that waxy sheen on the leaf surface. It looks like they're almost oiled. And that essential oil that the plant produces protects the plant from being infected by the fungi. The fungi can't get through that oil layer to actually infect the cells of the plant. So, yeah. Had to be small, you have a fence. Well, it doesn't have to be small to have a fence, but if you build a big fence, it's really expensive. Yeah, I hear you, Geeky. I'm cheap too. But you know, there's times where I say, is being cheap actually being beneficial? No? Okay. In this case, let's not be cheap. Didn't even eat it. Yeah, that's the frustrating part. That's part of why I did this combination of the chickens and the chicken tractor, and I got all the flock in the chicken tractor for the summer. Because last year and the year before, I'd let them out, and they'd go out and scratch around the yard and leave the grow plot alone. And I'd turn my back for 5 minutes, and they'd be over there digging up the mulch, which isn't too bad. I don't mind that so much. But they'd go through and peck, 2 holes in every single one of those big ripe, or near ripe beefsteak tomatoes, and not even eat the rest of it. They'd peck a couple of pecks out of one and go to another and take a couple of pecks out of that, go right down the row. Tick me off. I say, if you're going to eat it, eat the whole thing. Then you won't be hungry and want to peck the other 35 tomatoes on the vines. Well, that's how it started out for me too, Geeky. This started out as like, I love gardening, and quickly became more. I'm not really at a profit level yet, but I'm working on that. Very discouraged. Well, that's understandable, Robin. It's discouraging when you put a lot of work and energy and love into a plant and something happens and it just dies, or you lose your crop to something. That's one thing people always, a lot of my family members especially always pick on me. Well, how come you lost this crop? It's like, that's part of the equation. Sometimes you lose a crop. If you're not willing to accept that as a possibility, you got no business being a farmer, because you may lose a crop. If you're going to let that destroy your heart and soul about farming or gardening, you might as well give up before you start. Yes, obsession level. That's a good way of putting it, Kiki. I am 100% obsessed with it now. Now I just have to make it so I can do that for a living and get paid for it. And I'm this far away, I think. But yes, it's a passion, and it's amazing how people really pick up that is a passion. When I give somebody a tour, they say, "Wow, you really have a lot of passion about this." That they can see it in what I do and how I talk about it. A friend of mine just brought a girlfriend of his over and a friend of hers a couple of weeks ago, and I gave them a tour, and they'd never seen a farm that was regenerative agricultural based. I showed them the chicken tractor and the ram pump and all these different pieces, and they were super impressed, and I guess the whole ride home they were asking about me. So, and they said to me, during the tour, wow, you have a tremendous amount of passion. That's really awesome. I wish more farmers had that passion. Making it pay off really is the hard part, but yes, I am getting close, and a big part of that is those foliar feeds to improve yields. If you can improve yield for the same plant population, then you come closer to profit or improve profit for the farm. So that's why I'm willing to spend that money on those solutions. Super cheap fence, chicken wire, and narrowed stakes. There you go. Hey, that's how I started out with a lot of stuff. Then I went to electric fence because that was the cheapest fencing I could do. But then now I find with some woodchuck issues that there are certain crops that I have to fence, like with chicken wire. So that's on the list of things to do, because there's not enough things to do on the farm right now. I guess while we're here on the live stream, borrowed stakes. Those are even better than narrowed stakes. I guess while we're here on the net, I just received a. I knew you'd understand the data. I understand you're just cheap. I get it. And you're gardening. You're not trying to make a profit. I get it. Anyway, I ordered some 2 new inoculants / foliar feeds from Advancing Eco Agriculture while we're on the subject. And they're actually produced by Tenio Botanicals. This company was started, I'm not sure how long ago, but quite a while ago by a man named Bruce Tenio. And he was one of the pioneers in regenerative agriculture, inoculants, crop health, plant health, and all that sort of stuff. And so these 2 products are PZ1000. This is an inoculant and foliar feed. Let me make sure, let me just get the camera up here. Make sure you can see what I'm trying to show you. Can you see that? There we go. So that's PZ1000. It goes 75 grams to the acre, or basically 75 to 150 grams to the acre, which runs around a gram per 500 square feet. And then this is Micro 5000. And I'm going to put these past to pretty heavy thunderstorms Wednesday, so I won't be putting down foliar feeds and inoculants in the rain. So probably Thursday before I get to them. But we're going to track crop progress after we add these inoculants, and if my understanding is correct, we should see a massive acceleration in growth. Some of the bacteria and fungi in these inoculants are actually Rhizobacter. They don't have to be on a bean plant. There are certain Rhizobacter, these are nitrogen-fixing bacteria that can be on any plant's leaf surface and fix nitrogen directly out of the air and make it available to the plant. So it's really exciting to be adding these to the schedule. And tomorrow I should have some forage foliar feed. I'll be able to work that sweet corn with better nutrition as well. So yeah, I tend to absorb all data and information for future reference too. I'm a walking database geeky. And if I can't read it now, I'll put it on the later base. Hey Robin, no problem. We all need a community to encourage us, because sometimes this stuff can be really discouraging, and sometimes you just need somebody to lift you up. And that's part of what we're about here at the Pharmacy Seeds Network. Lift people up, teach them how to be healthier, how to live better, help them stay positive. You got to stay positive. And you know what I've found a lot, what I really found helped me a lot was when I started realizing, what I do have and what I can be thankful for. And a friend of mine, actually, I think he watches this live stream. His name is Bob Ferrucci, and he's in a wheelchair, and he hurt his back when he was in his early 20s, and it paralyzed his legs. And the guy's in a wheelchair, he's in pain every day, and every time I see that guy, he is smiling and happy, and just so happy to be alive. And so I started realizing, how difficult it must be to be in a wheelchair every day, and seeing how happy and full of life he was, despite the fact that he's in a wheelchair, despite that he's in pain every day. The guy is always so happy and cheerful, and he spreads that message and vibe with him wherever he goes. And so that helped me realize that, wow, I really have a lot to be thankful for. I have a lot to be thankful for without considering that, but then when you consider that I can walk and talk and move, I haven't been disabled by something, I'm really, really, really fortunate. So it's all about your perspective on things. So when you get discouraged, try to think about all the good things you do have, and I think you'll find that's very encouraging, and that's a great way to encourage yourself against discouragement. So those are my words of wisdom for the week, I guess, if I'm capable of words of wisdom. I don't know that I am. I don't know if I'm qualified, but that's my perspective on it. So what else is going on? How's the heat down there, Geekster? Are you frying eggs on the sidewalk yet? Or are they all dried up and they're dehydrated eggs now? Ah, you're welcome, Robin. I knew you could relate to that because I know you have some sort of a disability also. And I have to say, whenever I see you on here or on your videos, you always seem very cheerful too. So, again, that just reminds me I have a lot more even then to be thankful for. So when I find myself, I get in a negative mood and start complaining to myself sometimes, and I'll catch myself more and more as I, kind of give myself more perspective on it. And I'll be like, I got nothing to complain about. Had a coworker but once quadriplegic. Did the same job you did. Wow. I'll bet you learned a lot from him. Wow. How did he have one of those? It's like a kind of like a head brace with the stick. Is that, how did he type? How did he do input? That's amazing. Limited use of one arm. Okay. Wow. Man. It's a lot of friction to overcome. Well, anyway, I got to call back that phone call that came in before, and I got some more chores I got to do. And if it's not pouring rain out there, I got some more mulch I got to go put down. I finally got a big old pile of mulch rounded up in the last couple days, and I gotta get it on so I don't have to keep re-weeding areas over and over because I'm sick of weeding. Mac and a headset that tracked his eyes. Oh, that's cool. Mic and a headset, I assume you mean. Night, Robin. I hope you feel better. I hope you get your water fixed. And I'll send some extra prayers and karma your way. Thanks for coming to the net and watching. Appreciate it. Geeky Gardens, thank you also. I think there's one other watcher in here. I forget who else is in here. Oh, I wanted to ride with him when he got in his van. Well, some people are braver than others. Anyway, thank you everyone. Have a good evening. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network. Thanks for all your participation and interaction. I hope you enjoyed the net. I'll bet it was neat. I knew a handicapped guy once that he had his own controls on the car for gas and brake and all. I actually got to drive that car. I thought that was pretty. I wish all cars came with that. It's kind of easy. Anyway, good night everyone. 7-3s, as we say on the amateur radio, and we'll see you all next week, if not before. Thanks for watching the Pharmacy Seeds Network. Be good to each other. Be well.